now we're going to listen to Hilde, going to talk about UBI and sustainable goals.
Yes, hello everyone. I am on a mission, and my guess is so are most of you. Because in 2015, we, as the United Nations, 193 countries, we defined 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We also agreed to make them happen before 2030. That means we have a little more than 10 years to go. So let's get on with it, let's not waste any more time, and accelerate. Goal number 1, end poverty. Well, what would be the most efficient way to eliminate poverty? Exactly. The most efficient way to eliminate poverty for once and for all is a universal, unconditional, basic income. In fact, if you look at the definition of a basic income, it not only ends poverty, it also puts an end to hunger, reduces gender inequalities and inequalities in general. Because a basic income is a periodic cash payment paid to every individual, high enough to meet your basic needs: food, water, clothes, shelter. No means testing, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. No work requirement. The only condition you have to meet is being human and alive. It's as simple as that. No bureaucracy, no middleman, the money goes directly into your hands, and you can decide freely what to spend it on. A basic income is a guarantee that whatever happens, you will never fall through the bottom of the poverty line. And then the poverty line becomes a stable floor, a stage from where you can flourish, from where you can decide what you will do with your time and energy. So yes, by definition alone, a basic income already contributes to 4 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And if you're one of those people that are indecisive and can't choose between a basic income and basic services, look what happened in Namibia when they had a period of extreme drought and they gave people cash instead of food. Some bought food for themselves so they could work on the land. Others bought food for their cattle. Another family bought seeds to grow crops for the next season, and someone else rented a donkey. So, if you look at the definition of a basic income, it already contributes to 4 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. But guess what? There is so much more. We know from basic income pilots and cash transfer programs around the world that a basic income has impressive positive effects on a variety of domains. Take crime. In all countries, many crimes are poverty related, right? Well, in Namibia, for example, we saw a decrease of total crime rates by 30% within 1 year when people received a basic income. 30%. With an impressive decline in illegal hunting. You can look at health. What are the effects on people's health? Well, people change their eating patterns. They eat healthier food because they can afford it. Sanitation improves in countries where these facilities are not sufficiently available. Are you stressed? You'll be delighted to hear that a basic income reduces stress and stress-related health issues. Confirmed again by the recent experiments in Canada, where almost 90% reported less stress. And in Finland, where we also see that people become healthier and happier when they receive a basic income. It contributes to decent work. Decent work? What is decent work? We're obedient workers, aren't we? Isn't that decent enough? No, decent work is no more child labor. People get the freedom to say no, or no thank you very much if you want to be polite, but people get the freedom to say no to employers who don't treat them well. People start their own businesses. They choose work and activities that are meaningful to them. You can choose activities, and you can call it work, but you can choose activities that are meaningful to you when you receive a basic income. It even contributes to community participation. People become more caring for others, compassionate. Education. Children stay in school longer. We saw that in India and many other countries. I don't know what it's like in Norway, but in countries like the Netherlands, students will not graduate with a debt. And if you're in your 40s and you want to change career, it is much easier to work less hours or quit your job so you can learn new skills and change direction. So if you look at the definition of a basic income and the evidence gathered in basic income experiments and cash transfer programs around the world, you will see, you have to look first of course, but if you do, you will see that a basic income alone contributes to 11 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals directly. 11 with one simple intervention. 11 with one simple intervention. Okay, let's carry on. We're not there yet. We have 6 more goals to go. Let's have a look at the 5 goals that concern planetary integrity. Well, you can look at it from different ways, but today I choose the way of financing a basic income. If you introduce carbon tax and tax on plastics, and you use that to finance a basic income, you prevent carbon tax and tax on plastics to frustrate all the other goals I just mentioned. And if you replace targeted subsidies on kerosene, for example, like they do in India, if you replace targeted subsidies on kerosene for a basic income, people will be more likely to buy solar panels. So we have one more goal to go, innovation. Innovation is a tricky one. Production and logistics became so efficient that fewer and fewer people earn more and more, while more and more people are struggling to survive because they lost their paid job because of automation. But are we really going to freeze and run away from innovation? Or are we going to give people a basic income so we create a whole new group of fresh innovators that can come up with solutions to save our planet? Thank you.